Ayan, and I am live. Aloha, aloha, aloha. If you were offered to retire early, walk away from your job, but with no monthly pension, would you do it? Ayan, so most people would say no, and that's what we are talking about today. Why so many nurses cannot afford to retire early even when their hearts and bodies are tired. Aloha, aloha. My name is Rina. Let me just check my Facebook. Make sure that I am live. Yes, I am. I am a Navy veteran, mom of two boys, full time registered nurse. I just came home from work actually. Let me hide this so you can see me. Yeah, just came home from work, still wearing my scrubs. And I just had to get this topic out of there. Had to have a nurse talk, or it could also be an employee talk today. Um, and also, I'm a proud digital business owner because this business will definitely retire me before I turn 50. So, why did I come up with this topic today? So, at work, there's been a lot of talk. For those of you who do not know, there's a government shutdown going on. It's been ongoing ever since the 1st of October. And it seems like basically what we got from the meeting was that there's no definitive answer yet when this government shutdown is going to end. And so we were appreciated. They were grateful that we still show up at work even though we are not getting paid and all that. But the feeling of not knowing when to get paid, you just never know. And so I don't know how I came up with this, but I pretty much went to my GRB for the federal employees out there. You know what I'm talking about. But basically, I went to the website to where we can find what's the earliest age I can retire. And according to this, the earliest I can retire is November 1st, 2037 at the age of 57 or at the age of 57. So for those of you who do the math, you probably know how old I am now. And I'm going to get a whopping $2,000, 31 and 28 cents. Think about that. In the year 2037, the amount that I'm going to get for working for the federal is $2,031.28. So we'll leave it at that. But I'm going to talk about the mga top reasons nurses cannot retire early. So you know me, I've been saying it. I want to retire early. I want to retire early. But like I said, when I sat down and saw this, I was like, so I have to wait till I'm 57 years old for me to receive the $2,000, 31 and 28 cents. That means how many more years from now? 12 more years. Okay, so going to the topic, I'm going to go dive into the topic right away and I'm going to show you some solution or hope. If you're thinking of retiring and you say, I cannot retire right now, what are the reasons you cannot retire? Number one, definitely number one, is, I wrote it down here, financial responsibilities never stop. Isn't that the truth, right? That's the truth. Bills don't retire. Mortgage. Imagine having a mortgage. I have a mortgage. We have a mortgage for 30 years. And we just bought it like what, 5 years ago. So that means we have 25 years left. I cannot afford to retire with, 12 years from now, that $2,000 cannot pay for my mortgage. Cannot pay for my mortgage. Okay. And then for the other peoples out there, tuition fees. You still have children going to school. I still have my son in middle school right now. So eventually, hopefully, he will go to college. And who would support him? Me, us. Because we don't want him to have any debt. you know. And also for us Filipinos, for us immigrants, not just Filipinos, we have families back home that we are still helping. I know a lot of people in this business are helping their families, not just the people in this business, but immigrants in general. We always help our families back home. So that continues, that never stops. So that's one of the reasons why we cannot retire early. Okay, the second one is no passive income. How many of you, especially nurses, who are working one, two, or three jobs, can honestly say that you have a passive income? So, meaning passive income is like you don't have to work for it. It's just, let me show this, no passive income. So, you don't have to work for it. You may have a 401k. You're probably going to say, oh, I have a 401k that's making money, but can you use it right now? No, right? There's a certain age before you can even touch your 401k. Otherwise, you can get penalized and everything, right? So, a lot of us don't have any passive income. Okay. The third one, pension and 401k are not enough. I feel like I just tackled that. Pension and 401k are not enough. So even if, let's say, for example, I was offered to retire early and I am able to get $2,000 every month, like I said, at this very moment, that's not enough to cover our mortgage. So where am I going to get the food, the money for the food, the money for payments for cars, payments for gas, utility bills? Where will I get the money for those? Right? And again, 401k. For those of you who have 401k, if you're like me who started later in life, that's not going to be enough unless you started when you were 18 years old. Then maybe you have more than what I have, but I started late during the 401k. So it's not that much. That probably will only cover maybe 2 years of our budget if I were to use my 401k. Again, 401k, you cannot touch it till later, right? So, next one is fear of the unknown. I think this is a common thing that we hear from other people because we are so what would you say that we are so used to structure. We are so used to things doing the same thing every day, especially for, I don't want to call it out, but especially if you've been working for 30 to 40 years, you just got so comfortable. I think that's the word. You got so comfortable of doing the same thing over and over again that if you retire, you fear that you're not gonna know what to do. Diba? Some people think of that. It's like there are other options out there. But so for some people, retirement feels like stepping into the dark. Not me, but for some, it is like that. The other one, number five, oh, that's wrong spelling. We care too much. Let me see if I spelled it correctly. Okay, we care too much. And there's nothing wrong with that. We became nurses because we have the heart of helping other people. We have the heart of taking care of other people. But let me give you this thought from my, I don't want to cry, from my own experience. We care for other people. We take care of someone else's mom, someone else's dad, someone's grandpa or grandma, someone's kid. But when it comes to our family, how are you there 100%? I'm a living example of that, not being there 100%. My dad, I had to go home to the Philippines to take care of him, but I wasn't able to stay for too long. He needed wound care. For the nurses out there, if you're still watching this, I'm talking about stage 4, wound care. I had to leave him because I had to come back to work. That's one of my pains as a nurse. That's one of my pains. Taking care of other people and not being able to take care of my dad, even though I am the nurse in the family. So we care too much. And then no backup plan. How many of you have backup plans? Again, I think it comes down to the same one as passive income. How many of you have backup plans? You know, if you were to lose your job, again, I'm another living example. I'm in the federal government right now. I still show up to work every day from the 1st of October up to now without getting paid. We haven't been paid ever since the 1st of October. You know, if you were to get furloughed, if you were to lose your job today, do you have a backup plan? Because we rely a lot too much on our job, right? We rely so much on our job. Okay, and then, so let's see. I think that's my last one. Oh, I thought there were more, but that's the last one. Um, I think I covered it all. I'm just gonna give a message. Oh, I did very, very well. It's only 11 minutes. So I'm gonna read some things here. We give everything to our jobs, kind of like what I'm doing right now. I'm still showing up to work, even though I know I'm not getting paid. Because my hope is I'm gonna get paid back later. That's one of the reasons why we show up to work. And I'm not gonna be hypocrite to say, that that's not the reason. And the question here is, but what happens when our job gives up on us? Will you show up? When I lost my loved ones during the pandemic, my mom and my dad, I lost them both during the pandemic. My mom during COVID times, I wasn't able to go home. It made me realize life is too short to keep waiting for the right time. Because I never spent that much time with them when they were still alive. That's when I knew I needed to build something that could give me both time and money freedom. But I didn't know how. Then this online business, for some reason, with the divine intervention, showed up on my Facebook ad. I knew nothing but nursing. I can go back to working at fast food, but I'm not going to do that. But I only know nursing. For the past 10 years or so, that's what I've been doing. So I had no idea. I didn't know that there were other options until this online business showed up. And this is why I started this business and I built the foundation. There were times when I wanted to give up, but I'm glad I didn't. I want to create my own version of retirement. The one that doesn't depend on age. Like I was talking a while ago, I have to wait until at 57 to receive $2,000. It doesn't depend on age. It doesn't depend on time that you put in your job. It doesn't depend on seniority or a system. And I know that this business can give me more than $2,000 a month for life because I've seen it happen to other people. I've seen it a lot of people. Like today, I just saw someone, a nurse in UK. She's retired already from her nursing job, and she just reached a milestone to where now she will receive $5,000 every month for life. And then another Filipina, who is now living in the Philippines actually, originally from Canada, then to US, then now in the Philippines, is now receiving $15,000 every month for life through this business. And she's only been doing this business, I want to guess, 7 years, 8 years maximum, probably. And for her to achieve that within 7 years is amazing, right? Some of us have been working for, how long have I been working? 28 years? Yeah, I've been working for 28 years. Oh my gosh, I'm old. Am I? Is it 28? I think it is 28 years. Oh my goodness, 28 years of working. And I won't be able to retire until I'm 57 to only receive 2,000. Do the math. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, okay, so this is what I'm building. This business is actually the one that pays me even when I am not locked in. I don't have to go find another job and be physically there to work. It has given me more than what I asked for. I actually, on my way home, it's 16 minutes already. On my way home, I was watching our millionaire mastermind, and it was a nurse that shared her story with her sixth milestone. And I loved how she presented herself. It's not about the money, it's about what I have become and what I am becoming. It's more than just a number. It's not about conversion. It's about connection. It's about the people that I can help without having to sacrifice my time with my family, without having to sacrifice my health. I can help other people around the world through this business. And that's what I am looking forward to in this business. Mm, And the other thing, I am also helping my family through this business without them knowing, but I am. Okay, I think I went over my time. My goal was 10 minutes, and here I am already 18 minutes. Oh, I got so serious. But if you have any questions or if you are curious about my business, comment. Comment down below, Freedom. Or you can DM me if you don't want to comment. DM me and I'll give you all the informations. I will be your direct mentor. I will help you and guide you. Okay? Retirement isn't about leaving your job. It's about stepping into the life God designed for you. Let's stop waiting for permission to live. The time is now, not yesterday, not tomorrow. Now. Okay? rnrinabn.com. Alright, mahalo, thank you, salamat po.